tea time with Carissa. I have real tea this time. Last time I just had water in a mug. But this time I actually have peppermint tea in this cute red mug to be festive for Christmas season because it's December. So if somebody would have told me this time last year that most of 2020 would be spent in my home, locked away, and a pandemic would hit the world, I probably wouldn't have believed them, and I probably would have freaked out and have been really anxious and had all of these racing thoughts. Which brings me to my next point. Recently I realized that I have been having a lot of these what if thoughts, or in my mind, I've created scenarios that probably will never happen. I mean, can you relate? That probably will never happen, and I've been like feeling anxious about them. I'm like, oh, what if this happens? Or what if this? Or what if that? And I realized that I've been having like anxiety about these situations that probably are not gonna happen. And I was talking with a friend of mine about these what if scenarios that I've been making up in my head, and she just simply said to me, Carissa, the reason why we feel anxious when we think about these what if scenarios is because God hasn't given us the grace to deal with that scenario because it isn't actually happening, and it isn't something that we are supposed to be thinking about. And in the Bible, it even says to let tomorrow worry about its own worries and its own things, because there's enough for us to worry about in today. So here we are in December of 2020, and we've lived through a whole pandemic, we've lived through quarantine, we've lived through lockdown, and we're still alive, we're still thriving. And you know what? God is still on the throne, God is still good, but I want you to know that God is with you even in the middle of the anxiety and in the situations that come up that seem totally out of our control. We don't need to think about the what if scenarios, because what if those scenarios never happen and we waste all of our time and energy thinking about those scenarios that aren't actually going to happen, when we really could be focusing our energy and our focus on progressive things in our life and being healthier and being better versions of ourselves so that we can help others and so that we can share love with other people.